name is Mads Dalsgaard. I work here at Funderbeam. We're a platform that allows investors to create syndicates to co-invest into privately held companies, and then we allow them to trade their investments afterwards on a secondary market, so we provide investors with liquidity. So the company was founded almost 5 years ago here in Tallinn. The founder and CEO, Kaidi, is a former CEO of Nasdaq Tallinn. So the background is kind of coming from the stock exchanges.
What is innovation for you?
I think innovation is when you, instead of trying to invent something from new, then you combine different trends and inventions and possibilities that exist today and use these merging technologies and trends in society to create something that makes our lives better. I think Funderbeam's core innovation, and this might sound a bit boring, but it's really the legal structure, the setup that we have created, which makes it very, very easy for investors and startups to do fundraising in a way that doesn't disrupt their business. So they can just raise the funds, get the investment made, and then the founders can focus on growing their business.
Does Funderbeam make the world more sustainable in somehow?
My personal belief is that most sustainable development, most new ideas, most innovation is always coming from the private sectors, the small companies, the inspired people in the basements and the garages who come up with cool new things that change the world. And what we want to do is support them and help investors to support them. So definitely, and we know from doing research among our investors that impact investing is something that they actually care about. So we are always actively looking for companies that actually want to make a difference and not just make a profit. I think if you as a founder, if you're raising funds, I think it's very, very important that you also try to have a message around how you are wanting to influence the world.
Funderbeam's got offices in several countries. What role do you see that the physical office space has when it comes to encouraging employee creativity?
I mean, it's an interesting question. So we're based here in Telleskivi, Lomilinnak, which means Telleskivi Creative City. So it is an area that's filled with all different kinds of creative people. And I think that really does inspire people to work in more creative ways, and you meet a lot of people around who are working in the creative industries. I think it's a very, very fascinating area. I like history, and this whole area is old factory buildings from the Soviet times. And these factories have then been kind of refurbished into something very different, like where instead of having, Soviet factories where no one could own anything and no one could make a profit, now you have startups that are trying to actually use the for-profit business to change the world for the better.
So how has being founded in Estonia affected your ability to grow into being multinational?
I think Estonia is a really, really good place to start an international business because it's such a small country and such a small market that when you start in Estonia, you are thinking as a global business from the beginning because you know that the local market is never big enough. Whereas if you start in Denmark or in Sweden, you can actually more easily start by capturing your local market. And then once you have done that, and you have to start going to other countries, then you have a very localized product.
Do you see advantages to run a business and even to live and work here compared to London, Berlin or Copenhagen?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've lived and run businesses in Berlin and Copenhagen before coming here. And definitely the digital infrastructure here is phenomenal. Even just simple stuff like digital signing of documents is really, really helpful when you have to work with people from all over the world.